To organize a meeting, we use verbs like the verb arrange. Arrange means to plan or organize something in advance. In Spanish, that means planear, organizar, fijar o establecer. Let's take a look at this example here. The meeting was provisionally arranged for October the 9th. The meeting, la reunión, fue provisionalmente arranged, organizada, fijada, establecida, planeada para octubre 9. Another verb that we can use to talk about meeting, organizing a meeting is the verb set up. This is a phrasal verb, and it means to arrange for something to happen. Let's take a look at the example. Look at the example right here. I've set up a meeting for Friday. I've is the contraction of I have, and this means yo he organizado, planeado, establecido a meeting for Friday, una reunión para el viernes. And let's take a look at another verb that we can use to talk about organizing a meeting, the verb fix. As you see here, fix means to arrange or organize something. Let's take a look at the example. I'll fix a meeting. You know that this is the contraction of I will, I'll. This is to talk about future. So we have the verb fix, and the verb fix means fijar. So I'll fix, yo fijaré a meeting, una reunión. Remember that we can also say yo estableceré, yo planearé una reunión. So as you see here, to talk about organizing a meeting, you can use the verbs fix, you can use the verb set up, and you can use the verb arrange, and they mean planear, organizar, fijar o establecer. What does bring something forward mean? Bring something forward means to change the schedule of something so that it happens earlier. This is to move something to an earlier date or time. So when you bring a meeting forward, that means that you're going to move the meeting to an earlier date or time. Let me give you an example. Let's take a look at this. Let's pretend that in this timeline, today is April the 24th, and as you see here, you have a staff meeting on April the 30th at 8 a.m. But let's say that you are informed that we have to bring the meeting forward to April 28th. Now, we don't have the meeting here, we have to move it. But now the question is, how are you going to move the meeting along the timeline? Are you going to move the meeting forward? Remember that forward means ahead in time, towards the future. So it looks like you have to move the meeting this way here, into the future, towards the future. But is that the way that you're moving the meeting? Well, or isn't it true that you have to move the meeting backward? This is towards a position that is behind, just like this. Well, when we bring the meeting forward to April 28th, as you see here, so if we consider the timeline, the movement is not forward, the movement is backward, like the one that you see here. So why do we say bring a meeting forward if we're moving the meeting backward in terms of time along the timeline? Well, the answer is that we are speaking metaphorically. We are not moving the meeting this way, but let's say that we are moving the meeting forward to you. We're moving the meeting forward to the present time, like this one here, this movement. That's why in Spanish we say that bring something forward means adelantar. Now let's see some examples using the expression bring a meeting forward in English, some sentences. Let's take a look at this one. The meeting has been brought forward from May the 10th to May the 3rd. Okay, let me use some translation here. The meeting, la reunión, has been brought forward, has been, ha sido, brought forward. This is the expression bring forward, but you have it in with past participle. Brought forward, adelantada. La reunión ha sido adelantada from May the 10th to May the 3rd, de mayo 10 a mayo 3. Let's take a look at another. He had to bring forward an 11 o'clock meeting so that he could get to the funeral on time. Let's take a look at the translation. Él tuvo que adelantar, an 11 o'clock meeting, una reunión de las 11 de la mañana, so that, de manera que, él, could, pudiera, get to, llegar al, the funeral, llegar al funeral, on time, a tiempo. Él tuvo que adelantar una reunión de las 11 de la mañana, de manera que pudiera llegar al funeral a tiempo. Now, summarizing, what does bring a meeting forward mean? So, bring a meeting forward means to change the date or time of the meeting so that the meeting happens earlier. That's the idea. And as we saw in Spanish, bring a meeting forward means adelantar una reunión. To make a meeting later than originally planned, we use the phrasal verb put back. And put back means to move something to a later time or date. So in Spanish, it means postergar, posponer. Let's take a look at one example here. The meeting has been put back to next week. Take a look at this one. The meeting, la reunión, has been, ha sido, put back, pospuesta, postergada, to next week. Let me give you another example here. Take a look at this one. We had to put the meeting back a week. We had, nosotros tuvimos, to put back. Remember, put and back, it means posponer. Nosotros tuvimos que posponer the meeting, la reunión, a week, una semana. Nosotros tuvimos que posponer la reunión una semana. So, as you see here, when we say that, or when we need to talk about making a meeting later than originally planned, we use the expression put back, and this is the opposite of bring a meeting forward. To not have the meeting at all, when we want to talk about this, we use the verb cancel, and the verb cancel means to decide that an organized event will not happen. So in Spanish, it means cancelar, suspender. Let me give you an example. You can talk about cancel a meeting, a show, an event. So let's say, for example, I need to cancel a meeting tomorrow. There you have an example. To be in charge of a meeting. We use the verb run and we say run something. What is that? Run something means to be in charge of something. For example, you can run a business, you can run a campaign, you can run a meeting. In Spanish, it means manejar o dirigir. Let's take a look at this example here. He's been running a restaurant since he left school. His is the contraction of he has. And what is that? Él ha estado, he's been, él ha estado, running, manejando, un restaurante desde que dejó la escuela. Let's see two more examples. Take a look at this. Who is running the event? Who is running the event? ¿Quién está dirigiendo el evento? Do you want to run more effective meetings? Do you want to run more effective meetings? ¿Quiere usted dirigir reuniones más efectivas? To be in charge of a meeting, we also use the verb chaired. In chair as a verb, you can see the definition right here. To act as the chairman or chairwoman of a meeting discussion. And what is the chairman? The chairman is the person in charge of a meeting. It's the person who tells people when they can speak, when the meeting starts, when the meeting finishes, and so on. So, chair in Spanish means presidir, and the chairman es el presidente de una reunión. The chairman is the president of a meeting. Let's take a look at two examples here. Take a look at the examples. Who's chairing the meeting? This is the contraction of who is. Who is. ¿Quién está chairing, dirigiendo o presidiendo la reunión? Let's close this meeting, said the chairman. Let's close this meeting, said the chairman. Vamos a cerrar esta reunión, dijo el presidente de la reunión. So as you see here, When we talk about be in charge of a meeting, you can use the verb chaired, and you also can use the verb run. You run a meeting, you chair a meeting. Go to a meeting. To talk about this, we use the verb attend, and the verb attend means to be present at an event. So in Spanish, it means asistir. So you can think about attend a meeting, attend a concert, attend a class, and so on. Let me give you this example here. All members are requested to attend this meeting. What about the translation? All members are requested. Se requiere que todos los miembros to attend, asistan a esta reunión. Do not go to a meeting. To talk about this, we use the verb miss, and we say miss something. That means to fail to be present for something or to not be in a place when someone else is there. What is that in Spanish? In Spanish, it means perderse. Let's take a look at two examples here. Let's take a look at the example number 1. I had to miss a week of school. Yo tuve, to miss, que perder. Yo tuve que perder una semana de escuela o de clases. He missed the last sales department meeting. Él perdió la última reunión del departamento de ventas.